Under the cloak of darkness, India's wrath descended on Pakistan at 1:05 a.m. Rafale jets roared into the night, unleashing a storm of scalp cruise missiles and Hummer precision bombs on 9 terror dens across Pakistan and POK. In 25 minutes, Operation Sindoor pummeled Pakistan. Precision strikes annihilated hubs of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, and Hizbul Mujahideen, avenging the Pahalgam massacre that claimed 26 lives.
India exercised its right to respond and preempt, as well as deter more such cross-border attacks. These actions were measured, non-escalatory, proportionate, and responsible. They focused on dismantling the terrorist infrastructure and disabling terrorists likely to be sent across to India.
Coordinated blitz lasted less than half an hour, but the message was loud and clear. Terror won't go unpunished. Among the key targets that were destroyed are Bahawalpur, its JEM's nerve center, Mordik, LET's stronghold, Hafiz Saeed's terror factory near Lahore, Muzaffarabad, and Kotli, POK launchpads funneling jihadis into Kashmir, the Bimber training camp in POK for weapons and explosive handling.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर 22 अप्रैल को पहलगाम में हुए विभत्स आतंकवादी हमले के शिकार मासूम नागरिकों व उनके परिवारों को न्याय देने के लिए लॉन्च किया गया था। इस कार्रवाई में 9 टेररिस्ट कैंप्स को टारगेट किया गया और पूरी तरह से इसे बर्बाद किया गया।
This was India's biggest cross-border strike since the Balakot airstrike. A total of 9 sites were targeted. The Indian response was focused measures and non-escalatory in nature, and no Pakistani military facilities were targeted.
Over the last 3 decades, Pakistan has systematically built terror infrastructure. It is a complex web of recruitment and indoctrination centers, training areas for initial and refresher courses, and launch pads for handlers. These camps are located both in Pakistan as well as Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir areas.
Air Marshal Anir Chopra joins us from New Delhi. He was a fighter pilot of the Indian Air Force and former DG Center for Air Power Studies. Air Marshal, thank you so much for joining us on WION. Hitting 9 targets simultaneously inside Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and also deep inside Pakistan. Air Marshal Chopra, can you explain with your rich experience the logistics and the efficiency of these precision strikes for us?
Firstly, I must tell you that Pakistan for long had been the fountainhead of global terror. And it's been bleeding India through this unconventional warfare. And Pahalgam was, a dastardly attack with 26 innocent tourists being killed. This attack was coming. The Prime Minister of India had said the very next day that there will be retaliation. It will be a hard one. And this time, a new level has been reached, very appropriately named Sindoor, which is, a sacred thing for the Indian married women. So 9 targets, 5 in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, 4 in Pakistan, Punjab, all terrorist centers, including of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. We have fired around 24 missiles, both from the air and from the ground, including some munitions, loiter munitions. We have tried to come hard. It is a signal to the whole world that terror will not be tolerated. Pakistan has, whether it's the Americans, the Russians, with everybody, they played a double game. They played double game with Chinese. So it was time that India punished. We were very clear: no military targets, no civilian targets, only terror. And a larger list of 21 targets was actually, is in the open domain now, 9 of which have been hit. It is hoped that Pakistan will not do a foolhardy thing of responding, because once they respond, they have no terror targets in India. The only targets they can hit is the military or civilian, and if they do that, there'll be an appropriate response. Let me tell you the kind of weapons that were used. Scalp is a cruise missile with around 550 kilometers range, can carry a reasonable high warhead. It's nearly autonomous once it's launched, very accurate, less than 3 meters CEP. Similarly, the Hammer, which is a glide bomb with nearly 60 kilometers range, again, various levels of warheads. These have been used, and over and above that, we understand some drones, stroke lighter munition has been used. The videos and pictures have been released. They are in the open domain. In fact, Pakistan Army has already given state funeral to some of the terrorists, as some of the videos which have emanated from that country. So see the timing, 15 days after the attack, because Prime Minister had said they will choose the time, place, and the way we are going to attack. And we are hoping that there will be no further escalation. Our first step was to give a signal, but this may not be the last time that we will do such a punishing strike. And we are very clear, the world is very clear, terror is not to be tolerated. And see the timings, early morning between 1 and 1:30, in half an hour, the entire operation was completed. All Indian aeroplanes came back. Some firing has been going on for the last few days on the LC, that is line of control between India and Pakistan in Kashmir. And while the whole thing has been initiated by Pakistan, India is giving a befitting response over there. And we hope, and we are all waiting, Indian military is fully prepared. If they do a foolhardy response, they can expect some further action. Yes.
And so we heard from the Indian military's press conference that high-tech and precision weapons were used in this operation. Can you shed some light on what kind of weaponry could have been used?
Mentioned these were cruise missiles and the glide bombs, which I mentioned. The Scalp, which is on the Rafale, and so is the Hammer. Hammer is as I mentioned, is a glide bomb. And these are the weapons reportedly used. And I have just given you some of the details of these weapons. Some drones and loitering munitions have also been used. And, they're very accurate. They're expensive. They have large warheads. And they are, they cause significant amount of damage. We have seen in one of the mosques in Bahawalpur, it has gone through the roof. It has had 2 timers. First one, the weapon explodes, part of the weapon explodes at entry into the target, and subsequently, after depenetration, there is another explosion that takes place. We all have seen the visuals and the videos, the kind of damage it has, caused. Yes.
Right. And Air Marshal, I apologize if you've already addressed this, but we really want to get a clear picture and understanding from your perspective, since we have you on the line. The Indian government says that the strikes were successful and met its objectives. I know you talked about this. Can you share more about the political will and military capability that was shown by India in Operation Sindoor?
I must mention that firstly, the success of the strike is not only being spoken about India, but also by Pakistan. Unlike in the Balakot strike, which they had said that, the weapon never hit the target, they went into a jungle, they dug up some, open areas. Such response we have not seen from Pakistan side. In fact, Pakistani establishment early morning around 2:33, they tweeted that such strikes have taken place. They have not denied the success because the fact that they are already themselves giving funeral, the Pakistan Army is giving state funeral to these terrorists. Everything very clear for a change. Both sides acknowledge the success of this strike. And as I said, that only 9 targets have been hit out of much larger numbers that have been identified as terror, targets. In case of a retaliation, there is a possibility that there could be a further, strike by India. And everybody in the world wants to de-escalate. India did not target the military or civilian targets because we are not interested in escalation. But if the other side, it is highly possible that Pakistan may respond because it's the ego of the Pakistan Army which has got hurt. We all know that it was General Munir who had made an inflammatory speech a few days back, directly bringing religion into this whole exercise. It was most unfortunate. And after that, in Pahalgam, the attack itself was specifically pulling out, based on religion, the targets and killing innocent people. I really liked somebody tweeting today that one of the terrorists had told a lady that now go and speak to Modi and tell him, what we have done to you. And I think the same lady is now saying, Modi has said what he wanted to say. National political will, the executive, the prime minister leading the whole exercise from the front. There is no doubt that the footprints of the political will are visible in every action that has taken place. Yes.
So much for that thorough analysis, Air Marshal Anil Chopra. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Of course, we're following the story very closely every step of the way, and your analysis was very noteworthy. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.